Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. It is awesome to see you again. It's been an awfully long time since I live streamed, so I had to set up all new computer things. Oh, my dogs are talking to me. I had to set up all new computer things and get a new webcam because it had all gone a bit silly. Anyway, so today it's a bit exciting. I am going to share with you what my friend Aurora has made for me and sent all the way from America to Australia, and she's handmade this book. Have a look at this. It is absolutely spectacular. So we're going to go through this page by page. She's made these gorgeous embossed lettering and butterflies, and it's just magical, absolutely magical. So I just wanted to share this with you. So we're going to go through page by page. So as you can see, look at this, it's got a pocket. All this material is sewn in, and we've got, so you can pop little notes, little photos, things like that in there. She's made these gorgeous little tags that you can write on, or I'm just going to keep this as a beautiful thing, just as an heirloom. I don't think I'm even going to use it. I'm just going to keep it as a beautiful thing. We've got this page that I can write things on. My dog is talking to me. I apologise for that. So I can write little notes on there if I like. Oh, hang on just a second. I've just got to bring up my stream. Where is it? Oops. How do I make it come up on my thing? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I just had to bring it up so I can see chat. So I can write little notes on there if I like. Okie dokie. So now we've got our second page, and you can see on at the edge of each page she's got a beautiful little floral thing set up, and the page has been dyed. Then another envelope here. Oh, look at the leaves. I didn't even notice the leaves. Oh my goodness. These little petals or little leaves have got, they're like stuck on individually to make that pattern. That is fantastic. Because I haven't even had a close look at this myself. I've just literally, I opened the box. There was a beautiful book for my daughter in there as well. A wedding book, because my daughter got married last year, and so it's a book for the first year of marriage, but she's taken it out to the unit, so I'll have to go and get it and bring it back and do that on another stream. But I thought we'd spend enough time looking at this gorgeous book. And then we've got more butterflies and stuck on pages. So she individually cuts these out, prints them, cuts them out. She actually makes her own paper as well. So I will have a link to, she's got two channels, Aurora. She's Aurora's Art World, and I'll also pop in her other link to her other channel. I'll pop them in the description below after the stream. So that'll be good. And then we've got this other gorgeous page. 6T. I'm not even sure what that means. I think that's English currency. Then we've got continent, noun, to feel satisfied with all that one has. Oh, that's a gorgeous little quote. Eliminate what doesn't help you evolve. See, there's gorgeous little quotes all through this. It's just really, really lovely. And another little butterfly. And each page is a slightly different colour. We've got one that looks like it's been sort of soaked in coffee or tea. You know how it makes your paper go dark? And gorgeous little bit so you can write underneath, or you can pop things in. Oh, little birds. I love birds. Absolutely love birds. So this is a really lovely little thing. And that gorgeous little picture on that left-hand side, I think that's my favourite so far. Oh, I've seen this. Because this is a stencil. So she's done stenciling on this as well, which is wonderful. Oh, okay, I haven't seen this little bit. So we've got this little bit here. Hang on, what's going on with my picture? The daisy. Whoops, and I just dropped it. Silly. Hang on just a second. I've just got to bring up my stream. Where is it? Oops, sorry, doll. I just dropped my thing. I just got to pick that up again. There we go. I just had to set up my volume. My volume was on my camera with my... Anyway, so here we go. We've got this beautiful little booklet and another little envelope. Oh my goodness, look at this. So you can, little brown paper, so you can write things on there. Wow, that is gorgeous. So I'll stick that back in there. Keep it nice and safe under there. Pop that in there. Another little note that's just clipped onto the side. Oh, look at the pretty paper. Oh, hang on, I've had to stick that like that. There we go, pop that sideways. Then we've got this almost like tie-dyed paper on there with a little clip. And a little stamp. It's like back in the old days when you used to stick a stamp on a wax stamp on your letters when you'd send them. And just some clear pages for writing. And more beautiful butterflies. Aurora does the most amazing butterflies. And she hand-stitched this book together. She completely made it from start to finish. So it's super duper impressive. And just some more thoughts at home. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, beautiful letter. Beautiful little letter. Oh, look at that. It's a little coin pouch. And it's got a little butterfly in the plastic. Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And then as we come around here, oh, see, I love these leaves. How you make these leaves to make it look like a fern and pop them in there. So super duper special. So yeah, so Aurora's Art World makes these books, these kinds of keepsake books. I would highly recommend popping to her channel. Again, I will link it below. I'll have to do it after I've done my stream because I'm not sure how to do it. So I'll do it. She makes these envelopes, look. Beautiful hand-painted stuff on them. And then if you open it up, gorgeous paper to write a special letter to someone. And I'm just going to keep this because it's too magnificent. I'm just going to keep it. But look at these beautiful hand-painted flowers. So super duper special stuff. So I'll pop that back in that envelope. But these are a lovely gift for a family member, a grandparent. You know, I'm just going to keep it because I love this kind of thing. I've never been able to make this kind of thing, but I love looking at this kind of thing. These beautiful roses. And then we're up to the back page, and we've got all butterflies. And even how the edges of the book. So she's got the little metal trim on the very edges, and it is absolutely magical. Absolutely magical. So I'm very impressed with that. So thank you, Aurora, at Aurora's Art World. I will pop her links below. And she's also made me this gorgeous drawing of a horse. Get it out of its... If I can get it out of its... I've had it kept it in its plastic. So it's nice and safe. There we go. So I'll pull this out. It's just like... It's like metallic, and it's just the silhouette of a horse because I live on a farm and have got horses and I absolutely love them. So yeah, I think that's magnificent. So I've got to get that framed and hang that up on my wall. So yeah, that's the beautiful things. There is another book that I will have to go and get from my daughter. I gave it to my daughter that Aurora made for her for her wedding. So I'll have to get that and I'll show that to you on another stream. But yes, so I just wanted to share these with you and let you see what I received from my wonderful friend. And now we are going to get on with some drawing. So I'll pop these aside and I'm going to do a picture of two little owls. And I'm just going to do it in watercolour. So I'm just going to get my bit of paper and trim up the edges and then do that nice and easy. Trim up those edges of that. And I'm going to stick that down on here. Get my bit of sellotape. Where is it? There it is. Where's the end of the tape? I can never find the end of the tape because it's a superpower of mine to never find the end of tape. Where on earth? I know I had another tape that was actually easier to get the end of, but that's okay. I'll use the scissors and try and get it that way. Get it to curl up at the end. There we go. That helped. Righto. So I've got the end of my tape up. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see it a bit better. Zoom. Can I make it zoom? There we go. I'll bring that down a bit closer. Like that. Okay. So, oops. I'm going to do this as an owl. Well, they're two little owls. So I'm going to start by just drawing them in. Actually, I'll drop that down a fraction lower. Like that. That way you've got it a bit clearer on your screen. So there's two little owls sitting side by side. So I'm going to start with the round part at the top of the head. I always start with the tops of the head first. And they're very young ones, and my little dog's talking to me. Hello, Bear Bear. I've got Bear and Pippi and my two little Jack Russells. So I'm just going to draw in their shapes. They're very rough shape to begin with. So they're sitting on a log. So I get that in there like that. And his little leg comes down there, and his tail and wings go off to the back here. You can just see, I'll just do the basic shape of that in there like that. So that's that. And I'm looking, I've got a reference picture over here beside me. So now there's another little owl, and he's sitting just here, just below the top of the other one. And he's tucked in there, and you can just see the side of him. They're just two young ones snuggled up together on this stem. And his tail goes off out the back, and they're sitting on a stump. So I'll draw the stump. Like that. Alrighty. I'm just going to quickly put this screen over that screen so I can see it better. So then I can see if anyone chats. Whoops-a-days. Okie doke. So now I've got their basic shapes in. I'm not going too fussy. I'm just going to do them quite simply. Now I'm going to put their eyes in. So he's sort of looking down a little bit. So I'm just going to go pop. His beak comes down to the front. Actually got quite large beaks. Large rounded beaks. So pop that in there like that. His pupil is got beautiful large eyes too. They've got magnificent birds. There's all different kinds of owls, and they do have slightly different head feathers and different shapes around their eyes. I can't see the details. I painted an owl yesterday or the day before, a couple of days ago, and he had like almost like a white beard. He was very cute and was good fun to draw him. I love drawing owls. Owls are just so adorable. And I'm just going to roughly draw in the wing feathers, the bottom wing feathers, the long ones. He's got what looks like longer flight feathers under here that come down on a slightly different angle, and then his tail comes down like that, and then his leg feathers go up there. And I'm going to colour these in with watercolour, so that's this under sketch will sort of disappear a little bit anyway, which is fine. He's got all patches of brown and white under there. So now this little one, he's also looking sideways. They're both sort of looking off to the same direction. So I'll draw, and he's got a very big eye as well, but you can see his eyes more. Okay, then I'll do his beak like that. Okie doke. So this is, as you can see, this is a small picture too. It's the size of my hand, round about the size of my hand. I like to work small because then I can complete a piece. I don't work on large scale because I'm very impatient and I like to start something and finish it at the same time. I hate taking days and days and days to do things, so I work on a small scale and I can complete them from start to finish, usually in about an hour it takes me to do a piece like this. So I'll do his little feathers like that, his little fatty tummy. I think I've made him a bit too tubbly wubbly, so I'll just take a bit of that off. And his little feet, his tail comes down like that. And you can barely see his feet, so I'm just going to do that. This big one, his feet his toes come down over the edge there. So I'll just draw them in like that. I can see 3 of them. And there's one going off to the back. Righto, having a quick look at my big screen. So they're snuggled up together on their little perch and looking extremely cute. I've got to just erase that bit there. Got to round off the top of his head a bit. I've made his head look a bit too flat. There we go. He's got beautiful big eyes. Okay, so as far as sketches go, I'm pretty happy with that. So now I've just got to squirt my water bottle onto my watercolours, and I'm going to be using my core watercolours today because I like my core watercolours. So I've got quite a range of colours there, and I'm going to start with the eyes because I love doing eyes. The eyes I'll do first. So I'll grab a bit of yellow. I'll bring my palette a bit closer. So I'll grab a bit of yellow, and I'll just blob that in. On both of their little eyes. Hello, Rory! Oh no, that's okay. I'll do another one too because Cindy's got her wedding book, so I'll go and grab it and do another one. But I showed your gorgeous. I'll bring it up again. Where is it? Your gorgeous book, and I will pop links below in a minute. So I went through that page by page and had an absolute ball. It's so stunning. It is absolutely gorgeous, and your gorgeous horse. So this is Aurora. Anyone in chat. This is Aurora in my chat now. Please go and pop onto her channel. She creates the most amazing arts and crafts and everything. She does all the things. So yes, if you go back to the start of this live stream, I go through that book page by page, and it is absolutely stunning. So I've just drawn in these little owls. I'm just going to go in. I'll let that dry a little bit. I'll go onto the beaks. And I'm going to go in with a bit of yellow ochre. I'll add that into the yellow, so I'll go a little bit of yellow ochre. And I'm just going to mark in their beak. So this brush is a bit too little. I need a slightly bigger brush. So maybe not that big. I've gone from one extreme to the other. I've got my brushes. I've got a giant one and a little one. And I'm like, I need the in-between one. What have I done to the end of it? That's gone a bit weird on me, but that's okay. So I'll just mark in this little bit of beak. So on both of the birds. I watch it when I go to bed. Love these birdies. Oh, thank you. What time is it there, Rory? It's got to be late at night because I worked this morning and I've just finished work and just got home for the day. So, and I couldn't wait. I was going to stream on the weekend, but it just didn't happen. Life happened. So I didn't get to. But I thought, right, when I come home from work today, streaming. Righto. So I'm going in with just a reddy brown colour that I've got, and I'm literally going to pop that all around. I'll leave some light around the eyes. And this will dry back quite pale because I'll add a few layers. You haven't done a live stream in a while. It's 1:21. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, no, my webcam died and I lost a screen on my computer. I had two screens so I could see chat. So I lost a screen on my computer and my webcam died. And yeah, so it's just been and I started work again, and then I was tired all the time because I wasn't used to working. So yeah, so it's just been, now I'm back into a routine and I feel like I'm right to go again. So there'll be a lot more streaming happening. But yeah. And I've downloaded a couple of games, so I'm hoping to play games again because I haven't done that forever. The last time, it was great. I caught up with Rory and I play games together as well. Over on Twitch. We stream over their games. So you can also find Aurora's Art World and Jen's World About Art on Twitch if you want to watch gaming. Because we play together and it's so much fun. We play Call of Duty and just pretty much anything we can play together. Okay, so now I'm going to go down here and just fill in around. I'll pop links to everything below. Well, that's fantastic. Yes, and I'm so proud of myself. I figured out how to do all the stream setup myself. I had to, because I'd lost my earphones and I had to do the camera thingy, and so I touched all the things and made it work. So I was rather impressed, because usually I have to call my kids for help and say, help, come and set up my camera, because I've got no bloody idea what I'm doing. Okay, so now I've got the basics just basically blocked in. Next up, Apex. Oh my god, I've never played Apex, Rory. I've never played Apex. I wouldn't even know the first thing. I watch my friends, our friends, Trip plays it, and shoot 'em over on Twitch. But I've never played. So now I'm just gonna mark this in with yellow ochre. So this is a tree stump, but I'm just gonna make it yellow ochre and take that all the way down. Good, yeah. So how's all the family, Aurora? What's been happening? How have you been? And I'm going to drop some reds in, because the wood's got all kinds of reds and browns. I'll drop a bit of burnt umber while it's still wet. Let it flow. Let it flow. It's really fun. All good. I'll have to download it. I will. Have you been playing Call of Duty? Have you still been playing that? I haven't played since the last time you and I played. I haven't played again. But I downloaded Lara Croft again, because I'm hoping to play that, because I do love Lara Croft. Okay, and then go around there. I'll have to add some dark. Been playing golfing with friends with Forest. Oh my god, golf with friends. That sounds like fun. I love those golf games. I have to say, I love them. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some shadowy purpley colours. Take that down and around. I've got to leave a little gap where his toes are. Get some shadowy bits in. Wood is the hardest thing. You play every night. Oh, wow, okay. Go you. So I'm just going to quickly just... Wood, I find wood. I can do animals, I can do portraits, I can do all of the things. But I am very, very bad at wood. For whatever reason, my brain doesn't draw wood very well. So I need to practice it more. And it's just an effect, but I've got to practice more and more to get better at the things that I don't know how to do. Missed one night this year. Oh, wow. Yeah, I got so tired. I've been wanting to and feeling motivated to, but then by the time I get home, I'm just exhausted, because I'm on my feet all day. And I love it. It's great fun. I love being a checkout chick. It's the best job in the world, I have to say. I get paid to talk to people all day, every day. It's heaven. And they're awesome people. I'm in a beautiful community with lots of old people, and they come in 2 or 3 times a day just for a chat. And it's lovely. It really is lovely fun. It is the best job in the world. So I'm just trying. I need less is more. When in doubt, less is more. COD is your therapy. Yeah. Oh, it's a great game. Well, this weekend I think Scott's going off to club. He's got stuff to do at the club, so I'll hopefully be able to stream on this weekend as well, providing I manage my time well. Okay, I'm going to leave that log. I'm going to leave that just like that. I'm not going to do any more to it. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I'd need to sit or fall over. Yes. Sometimes by the end of the day, I can't walk. Like, my feet are so sore. Like, I walk sort of 10 to 12 kilometres a day, just walking around registers and around the supermarket. But I do love it. Have to say, I do love it, because it's a family-run business too, so it's more sentimental. So I'll come down here, drop in some feather patterns. Now I'm going to start to build up the layers and do little patterns, and I'll build this up in 3 or 4 layers. Now I should have left the white on the wings, and I haven't, So what you can do, and I'm not averse to doing this, is I'll use a bit of gouache because I like gouache. Gouache cures. If you lose your whites, don't panic in watercolour. You can always use white gouache. Looks good just like that. Yeah, I've just got to leave it. Less is more. Less is more, and I try to overdo things. Bad habits. So I'm just going to rough in these feathers on the wings, and I'll add gouache over the top. And Cindy loves her wedding book, Aurora. Cindy loves her wedding book. That's why I was going to keep it over here so I could do the stream with it, but she took it over. Well, she took it over there, and she's going to put photos and things in it. So, and they've been it'll be a year next month. Oh no, it's a year this month. They've been married, so it's perfect. It's her first year wedding book. So I'm just literally just blocking in, but I'll do another stream and I'll show that off as well. Same here. I'm all about the details. I can't even see. Yes. And I don't know whether you find, Rory, that when I'm doing a picture, I see all the faults. I come back to it a couple of days later and I'm like, okay, I'll like it. Like I'll do it and I won't necessarily like it. But then a few days later I'll go, oh no, I actually do like that. That's actually turned out okay. I'm a bit fickle when it comes to my own art. And I've been working on a much smaller scale so I can complete them. Like these are tiny. If you look at my hand, they're quite small. Thank God, I was worried that it wouldn't get there, and she would get there, and she adores it. She adores it all. And oh my God, my book, I love my book. Except I'm not going to use it for anything because it's too pretty. I'm just going to keep it as an heirloom. It's going to be a family heirloom. So Aurora, you're one of my mods. I would like you to pop your link into both of your channels into my chat. I'm also going to pop them in the description below. For people later, if people watch the video later. But if you want to pop your Aurora's Art World link and your craft link in, I like something at first and a day later I look at it and hate it. Oh, I do the reverse. Things grow on me. Things grow on me. Okay, so now I'm going to do the darker. Start with the next layer of dark. The yellow around his eye. Got to be so careful because this dark, sort of dark purpley blue that I use for the ducks on the eyes. It's a very deep dark purple, but if your yellow's wet, it'll turn green because it's got blue base and it'll turn your yellow green, which you don't want. So I've got to be a bit careful. Oh, here's Bear. Come and say hello then. Hang on, here's my dog. This is my little Jack Russell bear. Oh, he's coming up to say hello. Because I haven't seen him all day. And so when I come home from work, he's like, I want cuddles. So there's my Bear having a cuddle. Yes, I know Bear. Now you can pop down. Are you happy now? Good. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Rory. So how's your craft coffee? I've gone completely blank. It's coffee and crafts is your other channel. So everyone follow both. The most amazing artists. And one of my best friends. Okay, so I've got to darken up around his eyes. His eyes are so wide on that little one down here. I'm just having another quick look at the big screen because my chat's over there and my big screen, I've got a big blown up picture over there. Coffee and crafts, that's the one. Coffee and crafts. I said that backwards, didn't I? Okay, so now I'm going to go a bit of Venetian red, which is a beautiful red brown. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous red bed. You have 18 subscribers. Woohoo! You deserve more. You deserve more. Okay. I'm going to go this red brown around the top. I've got to go around his eyes a bit more too with that reddish brown like that. And you can see they're starting to get, just put your new DigiKit too. What's the DigiKit? What's a DigiKit? Explain. Tell me more. Or is that when you can print out your papers and things and calendars and pages and it's a men's journal. Oh! Uh-oh. I love 40s pin-ups. I think they're magical. Oh my God, I might have to have a look. Uh-oh, I'm going to have to buy another one. This is the thing, anything Aurora makes, I'm like, I want it. I need to buy it. She made a gorgeous men's book that I gave to my son-in-law last Christmas. And it's just magnificent. It's the papers for a journal. Oh, cool. Cool, cool. I'll have to check it out. I've got to make a date. That's this weekend. I'm going to sit and watch YouTube videos because I haven't been doing that. I need to stop and go and watch some videos because I haven't been making time for it and I need to. Okay, so I'm going that red down here. I'm going to actually add a shadow colour. I'm going to go that deep purple, the same purple that I've got in the pupils. I'm going to add it down here into the shadow area because I need to make this little bird on the left different. Or he's on the right in the photo. It's flipped over. What I'm looking at is facing left, but on the screen it's right. All 1940s pin-up girls. Wow, that is so cool. Okay, so I'm just using that same purpley blue on that other bird. Let's have a look. And I didn't do you can just see the edge of that eye. The edge of that eye. Just a little bit. And it looks a bit weird for now, but you've got to be patient. I'm just going to dull that down a bit. I'm going to blot that with my bit of cloth. I always have a bit of cloth in my hand. Planes and antique trucks, bandanas and pocket watches. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to have to see it and probably buy it myself. It's the gift you can get for a man because men, what do you get them? So it's a great gift. So now I'm going to start to just strengthen the details on both the little birds. Looking back at the big screen, get some more burnt umber. Get some more burnt umber on my palette. I'm going to add a little bit of blue to that and that'll make a purpley grey. I'm going to go a bit of indigo to that. Way too much indigo in that. Bring that over here. You can see, so that makes that burnt umber and indigo makes that greyish colour. So, which is ideally what I need. And then I'm going to take that down the wings. Like that, and we'll start to build up this colour. It would be great for a Father's Day present. It would be ideal Father's Day, Christmas, birthday, any day that involves a dad or a man. They're the perfect gift. Okay, I'm happy with that. I've got to darken up around the back of this eye. And just down and around here. Whenever you think you've gone dark enough, go darker. You always go darker than you think you need to. I'll shadow under that beak a little bit. So that is a blue and brown to make that grey. And I've got to darken up under that wing. I want the shadow under that wing. And purpley blues and purpley browns are the best shadow colours. Alright. And I've got to get a bit more brown on his belly on this one. So I've just gone pure burnt umber. And I was going to add that in little streaks. And then I'll get a damp brush and just blend that out at the bottom. So it's just a bit more diffused. A little bit more pale. The kit took me 6 months to make, so I'm super proud. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Alright, so come down and around here. It's the layers that make the difference. It's when you just got to keep building detail on layers. And it starts eventually, it looks flat to begin with, but eventually it starts to pop and it starts to look right. It just takes a bit of a while to get there, and being patient and keeping up with the layers and just blending out. And these are core watercolors, and I find core watercolors are super duper, like they're more opaque than most. So you can actually make things look a lot more vibrant, which I really like. I like that effect. I like things to look more vibrant because usually, like the watercolors I use are quite muted. But yeah, these particular ones, Core, it's QOR. They are incredible. They are by far my favourite. I mean, I love my Sennelier and I love my Schminky, but these have become my new favourite because of the vibrancy of them. And I can, like, I don't know, it feels more like acrylic, I suppose. It's just stronger. I like the strength they give. Okay, now I'm going to do the shadow under here, onto his tail. Alright, this little guy, I've got to get some more browns onto his tum. Stronger browns. Just like that. And the same on this one over here. And then his little feet, they sort of blend in. I'm going to do them in this dark. You really can't see the feet. They're like, I'll do highlights on those to help to make them pop, because they sort of disappear under there onto his. You can't even see this little one's feet, but that's all right. We'll pop them in a minute. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Okay, I'm going to tidy up this beak, so I'm going to go and get my gouache over here. I leave permanently set up on my desk. Whoops-a-days. So I'm going to pop a bit of gouache, a bit of white gouache, on the top of this little guy's beak. And you can also use just a white Posca pen if you want to, because that's a real vibe. That'll give you a vibrant white. A bit of white Posca, which I have been known to do on occasion when I've lost whites. And I've lost the whites on the wings, so I'm just going to blob in these colours in the patterns. They go down the wings and onto between these darker bits, like that. Alright. And he's got a little bit of white on his head. I should give these little guys a background, like a greenish or a blue background, I reckon, just to help them pop a little bit, I think. And I do this, I decide, I pick things as I go. As I sort of draw, I think, oh, it needs this or it needs that, and I'll change things as I go. It's fun to just, yeah, I never meticulously plan out a piece. Like some people plan their pictures out to every step of the way. They look almost real. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I am going to give them a background now. I'm actually going to clean off, got my palette over here, clean that off. I'm going to grab a bit of, whoops, that is a very vibrant blue. I'm going to use that. I'm just going to wet the background. I'm going to clean my brush thoroughly, clean it thoroughly, and wet the background so that when I put the blue on, it'll flow around the birds. It'll be quite, oh, what's the word? There's a word for it. It'll look beautiful and flowy and natural and organic. is the word I'm looking for. It'll look organic. That's what I love about watercolours, and this particular, you're like Edith Holden of this century with animals. Oh, I'll have to Google. Okay, so now drop the blue in, and you watch everywhere that the water is gone, the blue will flow. She painted birds too. You know what I always wanted to do? You know the encyclopedia of birds that were hand painted um, with the birds. I would always wanted to do that. My mum had those books when I was a kid, and I used to love looking through them with all the hand painted birds. I did always want to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to, while that's still down, oh no, I didn't have any water there. Oops. You can see how much stronger it is without the water. So I'm just going to plop some more water, and that'll drag all of that out and around. Okay, so that just gives them, you'll love her work, you'll Google it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, because I love that stuff. Love that stuff. And my mum had all those books when I was a kid. And I used to love looking through them. And I'm just going to go another layer, just so it's just darker, just directly around the birds. Just a little bit darker. I might even go a bit of indigo, just to make it a little bit stronger directly around. Just because I can. Look at how this core watercolours really do react differently to any other watercolour. They do play differently on the paper. They feather and do all kinds of fun things. Plus she added poems and wrote about her hometown in England. Oh wow. Well, that's cool. I will search her afterwards. I quite like that. And it just adds some variation. See how it bleeds out? This core watercolours does that. It has a very different effect to other watercolours on paper. I have one of her books and it's awesome. Ooh. Yeah, I would love to get more books. I love books. I love pictures and that kind of stuff. I love looking through them. All right. Just going to add a bit more behind here. That makes them pop a little bit more. And I quite like, it was written in 1907. Oh, wow. Those artists were just amazing, though. There's a fellow I follow, is an Australian artist, and he actually did a modern watercolour, acrylics and oils bird book, and all the species. I'll have to look it up and I'll have to tell you what it is when I find it. Okay, I've got to let that dry a little bit, but I like that's helped. And now I can add some highlights that'll help these pop a little bit more. So I'm just going to clean my palette off. People don't clean their palettes off, but I reuse my, and I'm throwing my pens around. I reuse my bays, I use all different colours and I jump around everywhere. So I need to keep reusing my bays, so I clean my palettes pretty much every time I use them. Okay. I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and I'm going to get into my little brush, and I'm going to go into these eyes to make them look a bit more three-dimensional. I'm going to get some gold and just add a little bit of that gold. Oh God, I've got a big blob of it. A little bit of gold. These watercolour brushes hold so much paint. Just adding a little bit more to the shadow areas on the eyes. I've got to also add a bit of gold to the bodies of these birds. It'll just add a bit of warmth, because their feathers do have a little bit of a goldy hue. So this is quinacridone gold. I have a pile of palettes that need washing. Don't we all? Oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to add this gold. And it just adds, quinacridone just adds that little bit of warmth. Like that. Because everything can look a bit flat. You can go a bit mad with colour. Like I never use natural colours. I'll go vibrant blue backgrounds, or I have fun with it. You got to have fun with it. So now I'm going to go that really deep blue again, really deep blue, and I'm going to just go around these eyes because it does fade back quite a bit. I'm going to add a few little textury details around these eyes. And I've got to add also, what have I done there? I've got a big blib. I need to pick out that blob, get some more of that dark deep blue purpley colour around there. I'm having a look at the big screen. It's always good to step back. That's why I like having this big screen, that I can see my pictures. I've got to darken up the bottoms of these beaks. So I do that, and then I'm just going to drag it with a damp brush just to slightly soften it so it doesn't look like just a harsh black line. And I'm going to go back in now. I'm having a quick look. And I'm going to grab some, what other colours have I got? I'm going to go some transparent brown oxide. That's another beautiful colour. I've got to clean that bay because I've got a bit of white gouache there. Look at that. That transparent brown oxide is just beautiful. And I'm just going to add that in a few different areas. And that'll just help to create some more warmth and a bit more interest onto his wings, staying off where I've put the white bits. That just helps to lift it a bit. But yeah, I love how the core watercolours feather. See how it's done all down around here? You can see little tiny fine sort of hairs. It looks like little hairs going off. It's amazing. I mean, some people don't like that effect. I love it. I think it's amazing, because you can have so much fun with watercolours. Alright, so now I'm just going to go over that dark colour with this red. The dark colour will still shine through. You'll still get that effect. It just warms it up a little bit. Alright, and I'm going to even add a bit onto the stump under the birds, just a more diluted version. So I've just added water, then wet it a little bit. Love that too. Yes, it is good fun. It is good fun. I'm just going to, I've got to get some more of that transparent brown oxide. Yeah, I love that the watercolour does, especially the cores. Cores really act differently to anything else that I've had. They really do, but I like that about them. That's why I've gone to them now as my favourite watercolours. And I use them for my portraits, my human portraits. I like the core better because the colours I can just get a much nicer effect. Righto, so now I've got to add a little bit more detail around the eyes. And this is a blue. When did you get those? I've had the cores for about a year now. I watched Jenny Granbury, is an amazing artist. I don't see her much on YouTube anymore, but she used to promote the core watercolors, and I loved her portraits, her human portraiture, and she used the cores, and that's what made me think, oh, well, I really like how she used them and the effects she got, so I got them. But yeah, it was through watching Jenny Granbury. But I follow her on Instagram now. She doesn't do a lot. She's got some amazing videos on her YouTube channel. Bear Bear, my dog is talking to me. But yeah, I follow her on Instagram now. But about a year ago, yeah, was when I got them. I'm just going to draw. Bear Bear, you want to come up and say hello again? Little Suki Lala. I'll have to pick Bear up in a second. Come here, Bear. Come and say hello. So this is Bear Bear. You saying hello again? There's my little Bear Bear. He always has to have a cuddle. Don't you, Bear Bear? He always has to have cuddles. He's a good boy. He's a good Jackie. He's a good Jackie Russell. Yes, he is a good boy. Okay, you can hop down again. He's happy now. He's just got to have a cuddle here and there, and then he's happy again. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my gouache, and I am going to just pop little highlights into the eyes. Now, Rory, you ordered one of those water airtight palettes, yeah? That's interesting. It's fun to see how different ones act. Oh my God, yeah, they're so much better for. I find that they're the best for portraiture. I can get better, stronger skin tones. Oh, I've really messed that up. I need to go dark now. So I'll just go back around the edges of the eyes. So I'll leave the highlight. Leave a little bit of the white that I had there. That's a bit better. They're looking a bit more three-dimensional now. Yeah, yeah, Bear Bear, my poor little Bear Bear. He's a little Suki Lala. He doesn't like that I go to work now. So that when I'm home, I've got to spend every minute with him, apparently. He's a possessive little puppy. You got two of them? Yeah. Now I've got to go around the outside. I've actually got to get some more gouache. And I've got to... Oh, the bottom of my brush has turned into a beard. Hang on, I've got to tidy that up. And I've got to add some little fine white hairs around the outside. Because they're not flat on the outside, birds. They've got feathers that stick out in all directions. And for a long time, I was struggling, thinking, why do my birds not look right? And it was because I'd draw the edges, and I'd have flat edges. And birds aren't flat around their edges. Like their lines are all bedraggled because their feathers, they're never completely smooth. So you've got to have little rough bits to help them look more three-dimensional, more alive. And it took me ages to figure out why my birds always just look like drawers. See here, it's too flat. So I'm just going to add little wisps of white to look like it's the tips of the feathers sticking out. And it just helps to make them look less drawing-like and a bit more realistic. So I literally just fluff up the outsides just a little bit. I'm not happy with that one's beak. I've got to try and do something for that beak. We'll figure that out. I'm not happy with that beak at all. I'm going to add some more yellow ochre, and I'm going to go over the top of it because you can paint over gouache. That's a bit better. Just looking at my big screen again. That's a bit better. Then I'll add a little bit more white. Just that top bit. Got two of them. Works great for my watercolours, but not much for acrylics. Oh, okay. Yeah, I always put in my acrylics, I put a wet towel. Less like a bowling pin, more like a bird. Yes, exactly. One doesn't want one's birds to look like bowling pins. Yes. So true, Miss Rory. All right. Now it looks like it's dribbling. Okay, so I'm just going to blend that out a bit. Like that. All right, that's looking a bit better. That is looking a bit better. Because you don't want solid lines around them either. I've got to get maybe a bit more brown. Let's do that. A bit more brown. Bit more brown. But I am going to be trying to stream more now that I've fixed my camera setup and all that jazz. I'm going to try and stream some more again because I do miss you guys. I miss hanging out and having chats. And I'm just going to blend that all the way down. Take that down onto his chest. Did that. For some reason they still dried out. Oh, okay. It could be your climate. We're quite humid. You know, different kind of heat, different weather, different countries. Okay, I'm going to do... I'm going to get highlights onto the toes. You can barely see them. So it doesn't really matter, I suppose. I'm so glad I've missed you so much. Oh, you're a sweetheart, Dale. I've missed you too. It is great to be back, and it's always awesome to chat to you, Dale. Always love hanging out with you. Alright, so pop down there. Now I'm going to try and get some bright white. So what I'm going to do is, if I can find my... I have my Poskery kind of thing. It's a paint marker, so this is acrylic paint. Florida honey, it's like you're swimming here 8 months. Oh. Okay, we've just gone into winter here now. I was going to get some... So what I do is I literally blob... Well, it's not going to work because that's run out of ink. I get white marker, white Posca pen. If you have any, of course. Oh, of course I don't. Isn't that great? Okay. Oh, I do have a normal white pen. Anything white ink. White ink will do. So I am just trying to get a brighter white because I've lost the white of the paper. The best white you could ever get is the white of the paper. That's not going to work. Where is... Have I got another one? Let's have a look. Oh, I do. Hang on. I have, just bear with me, a white pen. Let's see if I can get this one to work. Oh, okay, that'll do. So I can get the bright whites back. Oh. Onto the wings. So any paint pen, so they're all acrylic based, pretty much. So get a bit more of a highlight on the top of the head, a bit more on the top of this little guy over here, and it just makes him stand out a little bit more from the background, like that. And these are two very young birds, like they both look like they're just fledglings. Like they've just got all their feathers. They're looking a bit fluffy and a bit baby-like, these little birds. I still haven't used my masking fluid. Oh, yeah, nah. Yeah, I'm not good at masking fluid at all. I'm with you there. I am with you there. I can't be bothered. It's just easier to leave the paper or use white pen. Okay, so I just come down there. I reckon these are just about done. I'm quite happy with that. Got to add a bit more white down there. But I mean, that's a fun little owl sketch. It is a fun little owl sketch, so I'm going to sign that. And then, what time is it? Gee whiz, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon here. There you go. Time flies. Time flies? How long have I been streaming for? Only an hour. Okay, so I'm going to sign that down here. And then I am going to call that done. And I will try and come back. What's tomorrow? I can't stream tomorrow or the next day because I'm working full days. But Thursday or Friday and definitely the weekend I will be back to do more. So definitely 100% I will be streaming on the weekend. So you and I should catch up for a game, Rory, as well. So that would be good fun, and I'm just going to brighten up that bit there. Okay, I'm happy. I think I'm happy. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out, Rory, and whoever else has been here. Thank you for popping in. I hope you enjoy this weird video. And again, I will have both of Aurora's channels. I will pop them in my link below. I haven't done that yet, but I will do it. So please follow Aurora at Aurora's Art World, and also Coffee and Crafts, which is Aurora as well, but she does the most beautiful handmade papers and all things crafty. I'm an art person, but I'm not crafty. So she does great crafts. So I'll pop those links below, and I will see you in a couple of days for another live stream. So have an awesome day, night, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you all again soon. Thank you so much. And I love you all. Okay, I'll see you later, guys. Bye. Catch you, Rory.